Welcome back to episode 100, 100, uno, cero, cero, episode for the Breadwinner Energy podcast. I'm your host, Tay Daniels. Woke up with a little deeper voice this morning and just rolling with it. But no, I'm Gary Daniels, Tay's husband, and I'll be the host for this special episode. Um, Basically, we just got a few questions where we pulled our audience through.
This is our business.
Oh yes, through Taylor Daniels's business through multiple social media platforms, and we've come down to 6 questions total. So I'll be asking Miss Tay Daniels these questions, and hopefully she can bring the energy, that breadwinner energy.
I'm not sure if I regret doing this with you. Technically, it's not our 100th episode because I've had multiple seasons on the show, but it's the 100th episode of this season. So we're going to roll with it.
Roll with it.
Yeah. And everyone on Instagram and social media loved my husband, and people wanted me to interview him, but I decided not to because
I don't want to steal the show.
Exactly. Also, if you're listening to this and you just heard him call me Taylor, please do not call me Taylor. I do not enjoy being called Taylor. People in the online space have called me Taylor, and I do not like it.
It's your government name.
Please call me Tay. It's weird. Like, you're not my mother. Do not call me Taylor. It's like, is my mother here? Was my grandmother here? She definitely calls me Taylor. My grandma's probably the one person that calls me Taylor. No one else really does.
Well, ma'am, let's get to these questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Question number 1. Question numero uno. What's your morning routine like for success?
This is such a funny question because people always want to know, like, you have to have this morning routine in order to be successful. You have to have this long drawn out routine. And I used to think that before I made 6 figures, that the morning routine was going to be the thing that got me to success. And I even wrote a post about this on social media that was about all the things I stopped doing to be successful. And having a morning routine was pretty much one of them. Journaling, buying all the stationery, books. So my morning routine is to drive my ass to Starbucks and get myself a coffee before the whole household wakes up, and then possibly do my skincare, which is like a 3-step quick wash, moisturize, sunscreen type situation. And then I come into my office and I work with the door closed until people get up. I don't have a routine of like journaling, meditating stuff. Listen to some rap music on my way to get coffee, listen to a podcast episode when I get back, call it a morning and get started. But I think it's funny that people think you have to have a morning routine, like a specific routine to be successful. You definitely don't. But what you do have to do is work. Just make that part of your routine, showing up to work, feeling good. And I think a lot of people think that it comes from this, you have to have this energy, this specific energy and motivation. But as a business owner, as a human, as a woman, you cannot rely on your energy and your motivation to run your business. Otherwise, you will only be running a business a few days a month, if that, because your hormonal cycle, your lifestyle, your mom style is not going to allow you to be able to just run on motivation. And yeah, so you're going to have to create ways for the business to run, even when you don't feel good, even when you don't want to show up, even when you don't want to have a morning routine. So that's my morning routine.
Yeah, you gotta be real. You gotta believe in sleep. If you don't get sleep, you don't get energy. So I would imagine that's a very important part of having that energy. Sleep.
We're not getting a
Yes
whole
or
lot
no?
of that.
No? Yeah.
With a baby. We had another baby this year, and we're not getting any sleep. I'm specifically not getting sleep.
It's better than it could be worse.
It could be worse, but it could be better.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you have kids and your babies that are under a year sleep through the night, please message me and give me all your advice. I'm done.
Yes, we need that.
Yeah.
All right, next. How would you describe your coaching style? Be transparent. Be raw.
My coaching style is very raw and transparent. It's very direct and to the point. It's loving, but it's also like, I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I do give tough coaching, but I give tough coaching from a place of, I see your potential and I see what you're capable of. And I want you to have that. And I want you to have your dreams and I want you to have the life that you want to have, but it does come with hard work and it does come with making decisions and it does come with doing the thing. And so while I'll be your biggest cheerleader and I will believe in you more than you believe in you, and I'll believe in you very hard, I will also push you very hard too. So I'm definitely not a coach that is going to sit around and like jump in the pool with all of your excuses that you don't have time and you don't have money and you don't have energy and you're a mom and you don't have a supportive partner, because you can still be successful without all of those things. And so if you are ready to get really clear about the life you want, if you're ready to actually have the life you want to live, then you should definitely be coached by me, because I'll probably give you some of the best coaching you've ever had, even if you don't like me in the moment.
That's what coaches are for.
Yeah.
Just to lead you through what you need.
Yeah, I agree. How do you think I am as a coach?
Oh, great. I mean, just taking like child care and stuff like that, baby care. I have no idea what's going on, so you do really well, really good job of walking me through that.
Oh,
Let
like
me
coaching
know.
you?
Yeah, let me know what's right and wrong.
I'm pretty good at that, huh?
Don't do that. She might die. Yeah,
Oh my God.
things like that. I think you're a great coach.
Thanks.
Life coach, business coach.
Are you biased?
Biased?
Yeah.
No, I've had multiple coaches throughout my life. Parents and sports coaches and all that. I'd say you're probably the most intimate I've been with, as far as, coaches.
Well, I would hope, since I'm your wife. What the hell? This podcast is taking a turn that I didn't expect.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on to the next question, shall we?
Next question for Taylor Daniels. What's your best advice to ensure success?
My best advice for ensuring success, I kind of already talked about it before, which was not running a business based on motivation and like want and desire, but like still showing up even when you don't feel like it, showing up when life is hard, when things are hard, and then being consistent with showing up. So when I say consistent, I don't mean just like showing up every day to scroll on social media, or like showing up every single day to like throw up a post and pray, or to like just go on your stories and post some motivational quote, or to repost someone else. Like that is not what I mean by being consistent and showing up. But what I mean is, what is the life that you actually want? What are the desires you actually have? And are you actively looking to solve those problems? And what are you doing about those problems? Because in business, we all have problems, and the problems don't go away with more money. Unfortunately, they just change. And so as we all have problems in our business, what are you doing to actively fix them and being consistent? So are you investing? Are you walking the walk? Are you practicing what you preach? And so many people online are not practicing what they preach, whether that is asking people to invest in them, but they're not willing to invest in themselves, asking people to invest in them high ticket, and they're not investing in themselves, to actually like not even showing up at all, not practicing what they preach as far as like their mission, their vision, their values. And they'll say stuff online as far as their marketing goes, but then when you get into their coaching containers, it's literally garbage. It is regurgitated absolute bullshit. It's learning nothing. It's your mindset, just fix it, no strategy. And so I think if you want to be successful, you have to practice what you preach. You have to fully be able to show up authentically and be able to walk the walk even when it's fucking hard.
Yep, I like that. You gotta believe in what you want, what you need out of life, and then be able to put in that effort
Yeah.
to get it done. So
Yeah.
I like that. Very, very inspirational there. Very good.
Thanks. You're so kind.
Next question. When is the best time to have a baby while building a business?
Never.
How do you prepare? Yeah.
The thing is, there's never a right time. I had my first baby when I just was starting my business, and I was on WIC, and I was broke, and I had no money, no idea what I was doing. Then I had my second baby when I was 7 years into business and was making multi six figures, and still, it was still hard. It was hard then, it's hard now. I would say you can definitely do things to set yourself up for success before you do have a baby, but there's never a right time, right? There's never a right time, even if you don't have a business, to have a baby, because children come with challenges and lack of sleep, and just it throws your entire life for a loop. So you have to be willing to change your entire life, basically. And especially if you're a woman. So if you're a woman, you're going to likely take on more of the parenting. You're going to likely take on more of the emotional piece of it. You're obviously going to be the one that goes through the pregnancy. You're going to be the one that your body changes, your hormones change. Like, you're going to have to go through more than your partner probably has to. And so if you're the breadwinner, because breadwinner energy, and you are solely responsible for your finances, and you're running and growing a business, and then you're growing a child, just know that there's things you can do to set yourself up for success. And even when you do that, though, it's going to be hard. Like, I think that for me, I was not ready, like, at all. But if we waited till I was ready, we wouldn't have had another child, because I was like, no, I don't want to backseat my career. And I knew it was going to come with somewhat backseating my career. So I would have never been ready. But I think that there's things you can do as far as like having team or automations or systems or support in place so that you can still make money while raising a child. Ask for help. Definitely ask for help. If you're not willing to have childcare, because it's not really a thing that I'm willing to do, then what are you willing to do? So for me, it was to hire team support, so that I can have more support in my business while I was being able to be a parent. But it's not easy. And some days it's like super frustrating. But my best advice to you is plan ahead as much as you can. Like, what can you plan and what can you be in control of? What are your expectations for the first year of that child's life? And like, how do you want your business to grow? Do you have another financial person in your life? Like, is your partner going to be taking on any of the finances? And if not, are they going to be taking on any of the household or childcare for you? Like, I think there's decisions you can make to set yourself up for success, but I also think that there's never the right time, and it's challenging, but find mom friends to get through it.
Yeah, I think that's just how life is. There's nothing really where you can just check off all the boxes and say, all right, now we're ready to do this.
Yeah, I agree. Expect, like, even starting a business, like, people ask me when's the best time. Like, the best time is always now. There's never a good time. There will never be a good time to start a business, ever.
Yeah, but like you said, there are steps you can take as far as like planning and to where you're not like blindsided by things. But yeah, definitely, if you want to, start a new business, have a baby, do some planning, but
don't get stuck in planning, because you'll get stuck in that cycle of like it never being perfect, and and then it won't even go to plan. So you might as well just like do it and then operate as it comes, because that's really the best you can do. I would say if you're going to plan anything, plan for not making crazy decisions while you're pregnant and while you're 6 months postpartum, because your hormones are absolutely insane. And so don't make big life decisions during that time. Don't be like, try to tear down your business or like do something crazy, because again, hormones. But also plan for how you can take a very well maternity leave. So like, how can I just make sure that my business is successful for at least 6 to 8 weeks after the baby comes, so that I can enjoy maternity leave without stress. Like, if you're going to plan anything, plan that.
Yeah. Set little goals.
Yeah. And then beyond that, just like survive and thrive at the same time. finding a mom group is essential, which is why I love group coaching, because if not, like most of our students are either pregnant moms or like soon to be moms. And so you have such a great group of women who like get it and fully understand it. We've all got kids at home. We've got kids in our lap during calls. We've got kids in our office. We've got like the full understanding of being a working mom, being a breadwinner and a mom at the same time.
Very good. We're going to move on to the next.
You've had enough. He's over this topic.
No, I think we thoroughly
answered it.
Went through that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
This next one, we're looking for a little advice. All right. So
that's what I've been giving. Sorry.
Anyway, I've been in coaching group programs that were not helpful or what I expected at all. Now I'm afraid to invest. Do you have any advice for this?
Yes, I love this question because we've all been burned. Let me just say this. If you have invested in yourself, if you've invested in coaching more than 2 or 3 times, you've likely been in a program or some kind of coaching experience that just didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. But are you willing to hold yourself back and not like invest in the help that you need because of a bad experience? I don't think that should be the driving force of making your investment decisions. Now, I do think that you can do a better job of finding better investments. And what I will say, and I found this really interesting, whether it's been from people in my group or programs that I've invested in, this is the thing is I've talked about this on the podcast before. I always go into the program with the thought that I'm going to get something out of this program. I don't care if it's the shittiest coach. I don't care if it's not what I expected it to be. I'm going to leave with something. I paid to be here. I'm going to take up space. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to do my part as a student to show up and to implement the work. So if you're not showing up, because I've seen a lot of that, if you're not implementing the work, if you're not willing to be a student, if you're not willing to listen, then you cannot just blame the coach in the program. That's first and foremost. You have to take radical responsibility for your part in being in a program. Now, this is obviously two-sided, right? We've all probably been in programs where we've been burned or it just wasn't what we expected, right? They sold us on something and then that wasn't what we got inside the program, right? That's super unethical. What I can say is do your part in being better, being a better coach than that, right? Knowing exactly how you want to treat people is different than the experiences you've been through, but it shouldn't hold you back from investing. When you're out there looking for a program to be in and to invest in, I always say this, look for the coach that has a framework, a proven framework. So I teach all of my coaches to create their own signature framework, which is a step-by-step process to get a result. So if the coach does not, first and foremost, does not say, this is the result of the program, this is the program promise, and they don't have a proven framework that they use, do not invest in them. Also, I would ask them questions. Like if they are not willing to answer any of your questions, probably a red flag. If you ask, this is one of the biggest questions I would ask, are you going to teach me mindset or strategy or both? You should be getting both. And if it's you only need mindset, then get a mindset coach. If you only need strategy, then sure, you maybe find a strategy coach. But a hill I will die on is that strategy has to be backed by good thoughts. And if you have a shitty mindset, I can teach you all the strategies in the world, but you're not going to do anything with them because your thoughts suck. So find a coach that's willing to teach both and not just tell you, oh, it's your strategy or oh, it's your mindset. So I think there's things that you can do to make sure that a program's a fit for you. I think there's things that you can do to always get results out of anything you've done. Even the worst programs I ever sat through and didn't like and didn't enjoy and they weren't what I thought, I've always said, what can I get out of this? Like, what's the silver lining here? Sure, it's about investment. It's part of the game. Like, you can't always win.
Yeah.
It's part of learning, right?
Yeah, so just do your own research for sure. See what's a good fit for you. But then too, when you get in the program, kind of be open-minded. Don't go in thinking
this coach is going to save me. That's the biggest thing. If you think a coach is going to save you, you need to learn how to save yourself. I had a coach once ask me, which was the best advice I ever got from a coach, was, do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? And it is so funny because I always want to be right, but I also want to be rich. And so if you want to be rich, then you have to learn how to not always be right and sit down and be a student and listen and take advice, even if it's not something you want to do or you thought you would do. And of course, yes, use your own judgment, right? Do the things that you want to do. But at the same time, you can't always just focus on like, oh, I know everything. I can't learn anything new. Or this coach doesn't know what she's talking about. Like maybe she does, and you're not willing to be a student.
Be coachable.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here soon. Last question. What led you to pursue being the breadwinner?
Oh my gosh, this is an interesting question. What ultimately led me to being the breadwinner was that when I was previously, when I was previously married, that relationship, he was the breadwinner, and the finances I felt like he was in complete control of, and like manipulated with me with finances. Jeez, I can't talk. Even like growing up too, like I felt like I was always manipulated by finances. Like you had to, if you don't have money, then you don't have power. Essentially, you can't make choices. You don't have choices. You don't have a lot of options if you don't have money. And even though that's super like shitty, it's the way of the world. And so after that relationship, like I always said, like I will have my own money. I will have my own thing, because I don't want to ever be in a place where like I don't have the choices, I don't have the freedom, I don't have the options. And money allows me to create, and being the breadwinner allows me to create my own choices, my own freedom, my own way of like supporting myself and my family, which I really enjoy doing. I mean, giving my children opportunities that me and my husband didn't have as children. And now I'm in a completely different marriage where I'm not manipulated with finances. I mean, obviously I'm the breadwinner, but at the same time, like when we first got together, I wasn't. And so it's nice to be with someone who's supportive of financial decisions, even if his financial decisions always aren't the best ones.
Hmm?
But that's ultimately what led me to being the breadwinner. And then when I was in a coaching program in 2020, I think it was, when Breadwinner Energy Company started, was me being like, I want to help women who want more out of life. They want to be rich. They want to have the nice things. They want to buy the home and go on the vacation. And like, they are not afraid of like saying like, yeah, I want to have a nanny, or yeah, I want to drive a nice car, or like, ultimately like just being rich and being unapologetic about it. And that's really where it came from, was like helping women who want financial freedom.
Folks who want to choose themselves, put themselves first.
Yes.
Value them.
Yep.
That's what I like.
Yes.
Awesome.
So we had one last question come in, and it's for me to ask you, and then this will be the end, which was, what is it like being married to Tay? That's a loaded question.
It's everything you guys could imagine and more.
What are they imagining? That's weird. Why are they imagining our marriage?
I think they would, I don't know.
Yeah,
They were really
what's it like to be
wondering.
married to me? What's it like to be married to a coach? What's it like to be married to a breadwinner? Be honest.
I think everything's well thought out. I don't think you're like the type to kind of just do things off the whim kind of thing. Everything's got to be planned. And I think I definitely need that in my life, because I'm kind of a
go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow and don't have a plan. Like,
which drives me crazy.
Like anytime I go out with the guys, it's just like, we're going here. That's all I know. No plans, no itinerary or nothing. It's just we're going, and that's it. That's my lifestyle. But
yeah,
you've added a little structure to my life for sure, and great mother, great wife, and I couldn't ask for better.
That's sweet. But what?
There's ups and downs. It's marriage, so.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, definitely more ups and downs. But
yeah, if anyone thinks our marriage is perfect, I mean, that's just naive. No marriage is perfect. I definitely think we complement each other really well, because we're very different, but also very much the same at the same time. So like we're both really good leaders, so we butt heads, but we're also great parents and great leaders. So it's like a blessing and a curse. But I think that we're a good partnership.
For sure, I've definitely grown.
We both have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Thanks.
I'm saying, like, as far as my growth was like next to nothing. And then I got with you, and it's like,
oh my God,
exponentially higher.
wow,
Communication, emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say out of every partner I've ever had, you've definitely grown the most and the quickest, which has been really nice to be with someone who's like actively cares to be a better person, to be a better partner. Like that is so important if you're looking for a life partner, is like, are they willing to grow with you and like make changes? Which has been huge. So
that's what marriage is.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, we have to get our baby. She's awake. So thanks for tuning in to the 100th episode. This is your part. You should be doing this.
Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, you know,
comment or
comment,
leave us a review.
Yeah, push the notification button so anytime we post
This
a
isn't
podcast, you get updated that we are, talking, so you can be there listening.
He keeps saying we, like he's gonna come back, like he's gonna.
Yeah, this
he's
is
gonna like be a part of this. Maybe
one
he
and
will.
done.
Oh,
One and done. I'll see how the revenue and the reviews are, and then I'll think about that.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we'll chat with you on the next episode.